Hello and welcome back to our channel, Talk with Evelyn and Michael. I am Evelyn, and I am so happy you are here with us today.
And I am Michael. Hello, everyone. It is great to see you again. Today, we have a very useful topic for you. It is a topic that comes up almost every single week in conversation.
That is right, Michael. Today, we are talking about your weekend. We will learn how to ask questions about the weekend and how to give interesting answers.
This is such an important skill, especially for small talk. When you go to work on Monday morning or when you see your friends, the first question is usually, "How was your weekend?"
Exactly. So, Michael, I have to ask you, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was actually quite nice. Thank you for asking, Evelyn. It was very laid back.
Laid back? That is a great phrase. Can you tell our listeners what laid back means?
Of course. When I say my weekend was laid back, I mean it was relaxed. I did not have a strict schedule, and I did not have too many things to do. It was calm.
I love a laid back weekend. So, what did you do exactly?
Well, on Saturday morning, I slept in.
Sleeping in is the best feeling. Let us pause there for a second. Students, listen to that phrase, slept in. Michael, did you sleep inside a box?
No. To sleep in means to stay in bed later than you usually do. During the week, I wake up at 7 o'clock, but on Saturday, I slept in until 10 o'clock.
That sounds wonderful. So, you slept in, then what happened?
After I finally got up, I made a big breakfast. I made pancakes and coffee, and I just took my time. I did not rush.
To take your time. That is another good phrase. It means doing something slowly and enjoying it without stress.
Exactly. Then, in the afternoon, I just puttered around the house.
Puttered around. That is a funny expression. What does that mean?
To putter around means to do little jobs in a relaxed way. Maybe I watered the plants, or I tidied up the living room a little bit. Nothing heavy, just small, easy activities.
That sounds like a perfect Saturday. What about Sunday? Did you do anything special on Sunday?
Yes, on Sunday, I was a bit more active. I met up with a friend for lunch.
You met up with a friend. Notice the phrasal verb there, met up with. It's very common in spoken English.
Yes, we say met up with instead of just met because it implies we planned to see each other. We went to a nice cafe downtown. We had to catch up.
Catch up? Were you running a race?
No, Evelyn, we were not running. To catch up in this context means to talk to someone you haven't seen for a while. You tell them your news, and they tell you their news. You bring each other up to date.
I see. So you caught up on all the latest news. That sounds lovely. So it sounds like you had a mix of relaxing and socializing.
Yes, it was balanced. But enough about me. Evelyn, how was your weekend? Was it laid back like mine?
Oh, Michael, honestly, my weekend was a little bit hectic.
Hectic? Oh no, that's the opposite of laid back, right?
Yes, hectic means very busy, fast-paced, and maybe a little bit chaotic. I had so many things to do.
Oh dear, why was it so hectic? What did you have to do?
Well, on Saturday, I had to run errands all day long.
Run errands. This is a very essential phrase for daily life. Can you list some examples of errands?
Sure, running errands means going out to do necessary tasks. For example, I went to the grocery store to buy food, then I went to the post office to mail a package, and finally, I went to the pharmacy to pick up some medicine.
Wow, that's a lot of stops. You were running all over town.
I really was, and the traffic was terrible. It took me a long time to get from one place to another. By the time I got home, I was exhausted.
I can imagine. When you're exhausted, you're extremely tired. So did you rest on Sunday?
I tried to, but Sunday was cleaning day. I had to do the laundry.
Ah, laundry, washing clothes. That's a chore that never ends.
Agreed. It never ends. I washed the clothes, dried them, and then I had to fold them. It took hours. But I did make some time to relax on Sunday evening.
Good. What did you do to unwind?
To unwind, that is a beautiful word. It means to relax after working hard. To unwind, I binge watched a new series on TV.
Oh, I love binge watching. Please explain that term for our listeners.
Explaining. Binge watching is when you watch many episodes of a TV show, one after another in a single sitting. I think I watched 4 episodes in a row.
That is the best way to watch TV. You get completely lost in the story. So even though your weekend was hectic, it had a nice ending.
Yes, it was tiring, but productive. I felt good because I got so much done.
That is an interesting point. Sometimes a good weekend is about resting, but sometimes a good weekend is about being productive and finishing your tasks.
Absolutely. Now, Michael, I think we should talk about the grammar we use when discussing weekends. Did you notice what verb tense we were using?
Yes, we were mostly using the past simple tense. Because the weekend is finished, it is in the past.
Right. Listeners, pay attention to the verbs. Michael said, I slept in. Slept is the past tense of sleep.
And I said, I made breakfast. Made is the past tense of make.
I said, I went to the store. Went is the past tense of go.
And you said, I had to run errands. Had is the past tense of have.
It is very important to practice these irregular verbs. You cannot say, I go to the store yesterday. You must say, I went.
Correct. And you cannot say, I sleep late. You must say, I slept late.
We also use the continuous tense a little bit. For example, I was cleaning.
Yes, we use that when we want to focus on the duration of the action. But for a general summary of the weekend, the past simple is your best friend.
Okay, let us try something fun. Let us practice some common questions and answers. I will ask you a question, and you give me a short answer. Then we can switch. Are you ready, Michael?
I am ready, Evelyn. Let's do it.
Question 1. Did you do anything fun over the weekend?
Yes, I did. I went to the park.
Question 2. Did you stay home on Saturday?
No, I didn't. I went out for dinner.
Question 3. How was your weekend?
It was great, thanks.
Question 4. What did you get up to?
Oh, that's a good one. What did you get up to? That just means, what did you do? My answer is, not much, just relaxed.
Excellent. Now it is your turn to ask me.
Okay, Evelyn. Question 1. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I had a lovely time.
Question 2. Did you go anywhere special?
Yes, actually. I went to the beach.
Question 3. Was the weather nice?
No, sadly. It rained all day.
Oh, that's too bad. Question 4. Are you ready for the new week?
Yes, I am fully recharged.
Recharged. Like a battery?
Yes, exactly like a battery. We say, I need to recharge my batteries. It means I need to rest so I have energy for work again.
That is a very useful idiom. Okay, listeners, now we want you to think about your own weekend.
Yes, we'll give you a few situations and we want you to think about what you would say.
Imagine you stayed home all weekend and read a book. If someone asks, what did you do? What do you say?
You could say, I just took it easy and read a great book.
Okay, imagine you went to a birthday party for a friend. If someone asks, did you do anything special? What do you say?
You could say, yes, I went to a birthday party. It was a lot of fun.
Imagine you had to work on the weekend. Some people have to work on Saturdays and Sundays. If someone asks, how was your weekend? What do you say?
You might say, it was busy. I had to work, so I'm a little tired today.
That is a very real answer. Not every weekend is a vacation.
True. Michael, I want to talk about Sunday scaries. Have you heard of this phrase?
Oh yes, the Sunday scaries. That's the feeling of anxiety or nervousness you get on Sunday evening because you know work starts again on Monday.
I think many of our listeners know that feeling. You start thinking about your emails, your boss, your meetings.
Do you have any tips for dealing with the Sunday scaries?
I think preparation helps. On Sunday evening, I like to pick out my clothes for Monday. I check my calendar. If I am prepared, I feel less nervous.
That is smart. I also think it helps to have a nice Sunday evening ritual. Maybe cook a nice dinner or call a family member. End the weekend on a high note.
To end on a high note, that means to finish something in a positive way.
Exactly. Speaking of positive things, let us talk about outdoor activities. Many people like to spend their weekends outside.
Yes, hiking is very popular. I know you like hiking, Michael.
I do. I love getting out into nature. It helps me clear my head.
Clear my head. That means to stop worrying and think clearly.
Yes. When I hike, I usually go to the mountains near my city. I pack a backpack with water and snacks. It takes all day, but it is worth it.
Do you go alone or with friends?
It depends. Sometimes I go with a group. We chat while we walk. But sometimes I go alone to enjoy the silence. What about you, Evelyn? Do you like outdoor weekends?
Sometimes. I like picnics.
Picnics are great.
Yes, I like to go to the park with a blanket and some sandwiches. It's less work than hiking. I can just lie down and look at the clouds.
That sounds very laid back. We're back to that word again.
We are. Repetition is good for learning. Okay, let us talk about another type of weekend, the getaway weekend.
A getaway weekend. That means going on a short trip, not just staying in your city, but driving or flying somewhere else.
Inquisitive. Have you gone on a weekend getaway recently?
Let me think. Yes, last month, I went to the coast for the weekend. I stayed in a small hotel by the ocean.
Dreamy. That sounds amazing. Did you swim?
No, the water was too cold, but I walked on the beach and ate fresh seafood. It felt longer than 2 days because it was a change of scenery.
A change of scenery. This is when you go to a new place to feel refreshed. It's very good for your mental health.
It really is. Even if you just drive 1 hour away to a different town, it can feel like a vacation.
Okay, Michael. We have covered laid-back weekends, busy weekends, outdoor weekends, and getaways. What about the family weekend?
Ah, yes. For those of us with families, the weekend is often dedicated to them. It's about quality time.
Quality time. This means time where you give someone your full attention, not looking at your phone, but actually playing or talking with them.
Exactly. A family weekend might involve taking the kids to the playground, visiting grandparents, or having a movie night at home with popcorn.
It can be tiring, but it is important.
Very important. It connects everyone.
Now, let us look at some common mistakes students make when talking about their weekend.
This is a good idea. One mistake I hear often is using the wrong preposition. Students often say, I went to a party in Saturday.
Ah, yes. The correct preposition is on. We say on Saturday, on Sunday, on the weekend.
Correct. Remember, days always take on. On Monday, on Tuesday, on the weekend.
Another mistake is with the word fun. Students often say, my weekend was very funny.
Oh, yes, that's a classic mistake. Funny means something made you laugh, like a joke or a clown. Fun means enjoyable.
So, if you went to a theme park and had a great time, it was fun.
But if you saw a comedian tell jokes, he was funny.
So, Michael, was your weekend fun or funny?
Well, my friend told some jokes at lunch, so that part was funny. But the whole weekend was fun.
Perfect distinction. We are coming close to the end of our chat, but I want to give our listeners a challenge for next weekend.
A challenge. I like challenges. What is it?
Next weekend, I want you to try to do one thing in English. Just one thing.
Can you give them some examples?
Sure. You could watch a movie in English, maybe with subtitles. Or you could try to write a short diary entry about your Saturday in English.
Or narrate your life.
While you're making breakfast, say to yourself, I'm making eggs. I'm pouring coffee.
That is a great technique. Talking to yourself is the best practice because no one can hear you make mistakes.
Exactly. It builds confidence. And then, when someone asks you on Monday, how was your weekend? You will have an answer ready.
You can say, it was productive. I practiced my English.
That would be the best answer.
So, let us recap what we learned today. We talked about different types of weekends: laid back, hectic, and adventurous.
We learned vocabulary like sleep in, run errands, catch up, and recharge batteries.
We practiced the past simple tense: went, saw, ate, slept.
And we learned how to ask questions to keep the conversation going.
Conversation is like a game of tennis. You hit the ball, and the other person hits it back. If you only give one-word answers, the ball stops.
Example, how was your weekend? Good.
See? The conversation died.
Better example, how was your weekend? It was good. I went swimming. How was yours?
Exactly. Now the ball is back to me, and we can keep talking.
Do not be afraid to ask questions. People love talking about themselves. If you ask them about their weekend, they will be happy to tell you.
It helps you make friends and build connections.
Well, Evelyn, talking about weekends has made me excited for the next one. Do you have any plans?
I think I will go to the farmer's market on Saturday morning. I want to buy some fresh vegetables.
That sounds lovely. I think I'm going to try that new pizza place downtown.
Oh, save a slice for me.
I will try, but no promises.
Thank you so much for listening to Talk with Evelyn and Michael today. We hope you learned some useful phrases for your daily life.
Remember to listen to this audio a few times. Repetition helps your brain remember the new words.
If you enjoyed this conversation, please join us again next time. We love helping you improve your English.
Have a wonderful week and an even better weekend when it arrives.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye.